Yo, what's up, guys? Rockstars92 here. Happy 4th of July weekend. I haven't made a talking video in a while, only because I'm trying to save some footage time on my memory cards on my camera and my computer and the flash drive, And I just found out, I was looking at all my old videos, and I just realized that some of the talking stuff is just a little drawn out. Because there's just so much information that I try to jam into a video. So going forward with any project that I'm going to be working on, I'm going to be doing the talking stuff more on more in separate videos from all my other videos with the performance and the playing. And plus, I'm using, obviously, if you've been watching my channel, I've been recording my drums and my guitar through the, I guess it's the internal mic on the camera, which I could never figure out how to do. So in other words, the drums and the guitar that you hear me doing in my videos is only, the camera is only recording the input volume of the instruments and playing along with the track through my amplifier or my pedal board. So if you see me like talking or somebody makes a noise, it doesn't pick any of that up in the recordings, which is how I always wanted to do my videos in the first place, but I could never figure out how to do it. And one day I was just kind of messing around with my camera, and I was like, wait a second, I think I know how to do that. So if some of you are like really good and IT savvy, and you might be chuckling at this video right now, thinking, wow, this guy just figured that out. Yes, I'm not around any kind of musicians or camera people or producers in my daily day-to-day life. So there's nobody there to help me out with these things. So I got to figure it out on my own. Boo-hoo. But I got it. So that's that. So I just want to say thank you for checking out the videos on the channel. If you are watching them, I appreciate it. I'm just going to do like a quick video talk because I haven't talked in a while. You can see me doing a lot of the Deep Purple Mark IV videos. Got my Come Taste the Band shirt on. I love this shirt. It's awesome. This shirt is sick. And I've been doing the David Coverdale albums on the drums. And again, this video is only based on the Purple family, if you know what I mean by family. Anything that's in the Purple family that I've been doing on my channel for your entertainment. Again, it's just entertainment. I'm not getting any money for this. I don't own any of these songs or anything like that. I don't want David Coverdale to be knocking at my front door saying, hey there, what do you think you're doing? You're taking our music or something like that, So it's just, for entertainment purposes. And I'm a true fan, so I just love what I do on the channel, and I don't have a lot of subscribers. It's kind of a joke. So if you know people like classic rock, who want to sit down, have a beer, watch, some wannabe rock star like me, and be entertained, just let them know about the channel. I appreciate it. So yeah, the Purple family videos I've been doing. We're going to save the Deep Purple live bootleg stuff that you see me doing, painfully doing. We'll save that for another video, but I just want to do a quick video on David Coverdale's Northwinds album and the track Say You Love Me in particular. I just got done doing like 800,000 takes, and only 2 of them came out pretty decent. And again, like I said before, just like what any other musician would say on the channel, is that it's not meant to be note for note, even though there are some really good performances I've done where it is note for note, because it's just easy to memorize certain songs. But a song like Say You Love Me, which is on David Coverdale's 1978 Northwinds album, is one of those songs where it's very heavily improvised with the drums. So I had to memorize certain parts, syncopate the bass drum, or mainly just sync it with the recording as best as I could. After listening to the song like, Forevermore. It's a Whitesnake reference. Forevermore is an album. But just listen to the song over and over again where I'm trying to like memorize the parts. So Say You Love Me is an interesting song. Obviously, David Coverdale's first two albums after Deep Purple MK4 broke up, after they walked off stage at the Empire Theater in Liverpool, March 15th, 1976, they walked off stage, they were done. So David Coverdale knew he had to do something. So, some of this is repeating history, and I'm sorry. But some of you who are new to David Coverdale, welcome. David Coverdale came out with his first two solo albums, which was called David Coverdale Whitesnake, which was released, which was worked on, I believe, in summer of 76, spring, summer of 76, and then was released in February of 77. And I think his first solo single was Hole in the Sky, which was released in May 77, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, check the description out in these videos, because that's where I really research to make sure what I'm saying is right. I put it in the description. So if I verbally say something incorrect, I apologize. Check the description out if you're interested in reading it, if you want to nerd out like me right now. So that's my little thing on the David Coverdale Whitesnake album. Now, again, David Coverdale Whitesnake album, not to be confused with the band Whitesnake. So David Coverdale's first album, solo album, was called Whitesnake. Not the band, it was just called the album. The album and the title track of the album was called Whitesnake. So during the time, sorry, there's a crazy neighbor outside. So during the time when Northwinds, or Whitesnake and Northwinds, was being recorded, David Coverdale really didn't have a band put together yet. And so it was still something that was kind of in the making. He had a lot of session people come in. His first guitar player was his friend Micky Moody, which eventually became a Whitesnake guitar player. He had a lot of session guys come in and help him out write the songs for the first two for the first two solo albums, just called David Coverdale's Whitesnake, or David Coverdale Whitesnake album, David Coverdale Northwinds. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, I'm talking fast, trying to save time. So the song "Say You Love Me" on the Northwinds album, which was David's second solo album, originally started out as possibly a Deep Purple MK4 song, which can be heard on the Days May Come and Days May Go, which is a Come Taste the Band, the song Drifter lyrics reference in the title. Days May Come, Days May Go, it's the lyrics in Drifter. This is the California rehearsals in June 1975 when Tommy Bolin just joined the band. And there is a lot of rare rehearsal stuff that we're rehearsing on here. Come Taste the Band in the writing, in the making during this. This is a super rare, kind of official Purple Records, Purple label, bootleg kind of album. This is not a bootleg, but it's a bootleg, but it eventually got the rights to be released properly by Purple Records. But it's a rehearsal tape weeks after Tommy Bolin joined. And there's two versions of this out there. There's this with disc 1 and disc 2, and then there's another one where they have disc 1 and disc 2 separate. You have to buy them separately, which I would like to have too. But anyway, there's the last track, 7 minutes and 25 seconds long. There's an outtake version of "Say You Love Me" on here with Tommy Bolin. Which, can you imagine if that was on Come Taste the Band? That would have been kind of awkward, because Come Taste the Band was a very heavy driven hard rock album, so I don't think it would have fit the album. But I just wanted to point that out there and make this video, that "Say You Love Me" was eventually going to be or was in the making during Deep Purple Mark IV with Tommy Bolin. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I just want to kind of touch base with these videos I've been doing. So yeah, like I said, so you have David Coverdale, Whitesnake, which was his debut solo album. Not the band Whitesnake, it was just the name of the title track and the album title of David Coverdale's debut. That was released in February 77. And then, I think it was February 9th, to be super nerdy and exact. And then, I believe in March 78 was when Northwinds came out here, which is a great album. So, and by this time, David was still kind of working with session drummers. Forgot to mention, on the Whitesnake album, Simon Phillips, who's a very popular session drummer, was the drummer for most, I don't think all the tracks, but most of the tracks on that album. He was a session drummer. I believe he played with Toto, and he did some stuff with Judas Priest. So I just want to throw that out there. He's awesome drummer, and I know he still does stuff today. He was only 20 years old, by the way, when he did that. Simon Phillips on the drums. I counted it. He was 20 years old. He was only 20 years old working with David Coverdale playing the drums on that album. And Simon Phillips still does stuff today. I know he's been working with Derek Sherinian. If you don't know who Derek Sherinian is, check him out. He played with Black Country Communion with Glenn Hughes, Joe Bonamassa, Jason Bonham, John Bonham's son. And he also has his own band. He's a phenomenal keyboarder. Unbelievable. He's a maniac. He's like the shred, he's like the Van Halen version of the keyboarder. He's great. And not to get off topic, but real quick about Derek Sherinian, there's a really cool video I remember he put on Instagram after my brother Eddie died, EVH. After Eddie died, he did a little like tribute thing, and he played Eruption on the keyboard, made it sound like a guitar. It was phenomenal. Check it out if you go on Instagram. He probably has it on YouTube somewhere. So anyway, back to David Coverdale. So I got a couple different issues here. I'm a collector. I got a lot of albums in the vault in my household, and mostly CDs. I have some vinyls, but anyway, so I just wanted to show it off. There it is, March 1978. Now, also with Northwinds, is that around this time, I think it was in March of 78, or maybe even late February of 78, the first run of a few shows, the first ever shows, were finally starting to come about. I think in late February or sometime in March of 78 of the early Whitesnake. Whitesnake was born, and David named the band after his debut solo album and the title track. And most of the members that played on the David Coverdale Whitesnake album and the David Coverdale Northwinds album were not even going to be the Whitesnake members. It was like a totally different band. The only guy that played on the Whitesnake album, David Coverdale Whitesnake, and the David Coverdale Northwinds album, the only snake that was on there besides David was Micky Moody. Micky Moody worked on both Northwinds and Whitesnake. So some of the earliest show dates of Whitesnake was born exactly 2 years later after David left. Deep Purple Mark IV. This is all repeating information to you for some of you people if you're like Purple fans, but some of you that are not, I just want to show off and show you or tell you the story, because this is kind of a weird album to do, because it's a lot of them are like love ballads, slow songs, and I know everybody wants to watch everything so hard driven, hard rock, and heavy all the time, which is great, but sometimes you just need to get away from it. And it goes to show you guys like all the Purple members in Mark IV, but David Coverdale in particular, since we're talking about him, how versatile they were with their music. They didn't always have to do these fast, hard-driven, here's a song for ya! You know, they didn't always have to do all these hard-driven songs all the time. Like, they were very talented and versatile. They knew how to write ballads and slow songs for the ladies, and you know, and then the hard rock-driven stuff, like with Come Taste the Band, and like, and I also wanted to kind of show off my talent here, where that I'm not always all about, you know, hard-driven and just playing fast all the time, and Highway Star, baby, and yeah, and burn, here's a song for y'all. You know, that's my David Coverdale impression. Not making fun of him. I love David Coverdale. You know what I mean. So, yeah, that's it. And then I got this issue, which is also on Purple Records. This is like a combo. This is a double disc. Also released by Purple Records. Both the Whitesnake and the Northwinds album are on here, which you've seen 100 times in my videos, which is really cool. That picture there, if I'm not mistaken, that picture there was during some of the really early days when Whitesnake was formed. Matter of fact, you can see Bernie Marsden and Neil Merry, which is the bass player there, in the photo along with David. I don't have my Whitesnake copy down here. It's up in my room. But I mainly wanted to do this video mainly on Northwinds, talk about it, talk about my videos, and just saying hello and thanks for subscribing and all that. And I want to talk about the track Say You Love Me. But I did touch up a little bit on the Whitesnake album, which you've seen in my other videos. Go on my playlist, my channel, go on playlists or create a playlist. You'll see all my stuff there. Go on David Coverdale / Whitesnake, and you'll see all my videos for, I did the Snakebite EP. I did the David Coverdale Whitesnake, David Coverdale's debut album, Whitesnake, and then David Coverdale's Northwinds album, which is his second solo album. And real quick on the Snakebite EP, originally when the Snakebite EP came out, it was 4 songs. It was Come On, Ain't No Lovin' Heart of the City, Bloody Mary, and Steal Away. Those were the 4 songs written by now the band called Whitesnake. Bernie Marsden, Micky Moody, Neil Merry, David Coverdale, what's his name? The keyboarder, I forget his name, Jeff something. This was before Jon Lord. And then the drummer, what was his name? I always get his name mixed up. Donald or Dave Dowle. Dave Dowle. A lot of D's. Dave Dowle. That was the Whitesnake. And the 4 tracks that I mentioned were on the first Whitesnake EP, which was Snakebite, which was now called Whitesnake. Some issues, like the issue I've shown in some of my videos, they call it David Coverdale's Whitesnake, and then eventually it was just called Whitesnake. So I just want to give a little history lesson on the early David Coverdale and the birth of the baby snake, how it came out to be Whitesnake, this monster that it is now. And speaking of Whitesnake, David Coverdale is like 70-some years old. He's actually on his farewell tour right now, 2022. I mean, he deserves it. The guy did it. You know what I mean? I saw some videos recently where people were kind of bashing him, lightly bashing him, saying, "Oh, he didn't sound that great." I mean, the guy he's in his 70s. He's in his 70s. He's a phenomenal singer, and he doesn't need to prove anything to anybody no more. He already did it. You know, I think the farewell tour is more, in my opinion, is more of a thank you for supporting all these years. He's just gone up there having a great time. I don't really think he's there really trying to. He doesn't need to try to impress anybody and show off anymore. I mean, we look at David now and look at David when he auditioned for Purple, which we'll talk about in another video. He was very nervous and everything, and he wanted to be the best performer. I mean, it's just 2 different Davids here. So the David that's here today, thank God, is that he's it's the golden David, and he doesn't need to go out there and impress anybody anymore, because it's like, if you don't know who Whitesnake is, and don't even go to the show. You know, he proved, and he did it all. He made all this great music, so he doesn't need to go out there, and he doesn't need to impress anybody no more. He already earned his badge. That's my thing. So I'm defending David Coverdale. So yeah, so that's it, guys. I just want to say hello. Sorry if this is a long video, but I just want to touch base, and we'll talk about some Purple stuff in another video. And stay tuned, because we might see some good stuff on my channel coming. Cool. So that's it, guys. And oh yeah, real quick, I know I've shown it before, but here's the here's my vinyl, the reissue. And the funny thing is, well, not funny thing, but real fast, Whitesnake, the album Whitesnake and the album Northwinds were not really good sellers, because I think the marketing and the management behind it and the promotional side of it was not that great. It was a transition period. I think it was a tough period for David, for starting on top of the world with, you know, Deep Purple, and then they collapsed, you know, and he like almost had to start over. So it was a very transitional period for David, and the albums did not sell. So when you mention these albums, Northwinds and Whitesnake, people are like, what's that? That's crap. What's that slow stuff? I mean, you gotta have consideration to that kind of music. It's very different, and it really motivated me into doing these two albums, because it's very different. It's the other side of David that I wish that he kind of continued, you know. I mean, it's phenomenal music. It doesn't always have to be so hard and heavy and fast all the time, and you know, rock and roll, dangerous band, and get out of the way, and so mean. It doesn't always have to be like that all the time. You can make some nice, awesome, beautiful love ballads like David did. So thanks again, guys. Rockstars92. Check out the channel. If you're new, welcome. And it's not all Purple stuff. It just seems like it lately, because I've been doing a lot. There's a lot of stuff I'm trying to get up there. So I'm going to continue doing what I do, more videos, different bands, all kind of stuff. So thanks again, guys. Happy 4th of July. Stay safe. Thanks.